It was supposed to be a quiet month. Just me, my plants, my books, and the soft echo of an empty house. I didn't expect anyone to knock on my door. Not this late. Not during the rain. When I opened it, he was standing there. Soaked through, clutching nothing but a duffel bag. A faint smile played across his lips, one of those smiles that hides more than it reveals. I didn't know it then, but that night was the beginning of something I still can't fully explain. At first, I thought it was just coincidence. He said the storm had caught him off guard. Said he just needed a place to stay until morning. But there was something in his eyes, something that didn't quite match the casual tone of his voice. I told myself it was nothing. I let him in. All alone in his house, his children were grown up and studying far away in other countries. I think he felt even lonelier. Because of that. He didn't have anyone close by to keep him company or talk to him in the quiet evenings at 60 years old. The living room felt smaller with him there. The sound of dripping rain from his jacket. The way his gaze lingered on the walls, on the pictures, on me. I poured him tea to cut through the silence, but it didn't help much. The silence thickened. By midnight, the storm was still raging. He asked if he could stay. I hesitated, but I said yes. The next morning, he was already awake. Cooking. In my kitchen. Like he belonged there. The smell of frying eggs should have been comforting. Instead, it made me uneasy. I asked him about his family, about where he came from. His answers were vague. Too vague. As if each word had been chosen carefully, rehearsed. He laughed off my questions, said I worried too much. I hadn't noticed before. At one point he looked at me, his expression a little more serious. He began softly. You're young, beautiful, and very smart. I've noticed that about you for a long time. I felt a bit flustered, not used to hearing such words from him. He smiled gently and continued. I may be older, yes. But I have a lot of experience in life. I could guide you, help you learn things you've never known before. His words hung in the air for a moment and I wasn't quite sure what he meant at first. Then he added, why don't you come sit on the bed with me? We could experiment together. Try something new. I blinked, unsure how to respond. His request felt sudden and I could sense the shift in the atmosphere. He seemed sincere, but it also felt strange to hear him ask me that. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I had never imagined this kind of moment with him. And now it was happening. He waited for my answer, his eyes on me as if he was hopeful that I would say yes. I stayed quiet, my mind racing with thoughts. I knew that he cared for me, but this was unexpected and I didn't really know how to handle it. I had always seen him as a neighbor, someone older and kind, but now this moment felt different, almost confusing. His words echoed in my mind. I could guide you, help you learn things you've never known before. I shifted in my seat, feeling the weight of the decision in the air. A part of me didn't want to hurt his feelings. He had been through a lot after losing his wife. I agreed, his eyes lit up with a mix of relief and excitement. Are you sure? He asked, wanting to make sure I wasn't just saying yes to make him happy. I nodded, though I still felt unsure deep down. Yes, I said, feeling my heart race. I wasn't sure what to expect, but something inside me felt drawn to the idea of being close to him in this way. Maybe it was the attention, maybe it was the way he looked at me like I was special, but I felt a pull I couldn't ignore. He gently took my hand, his touch soft and reassuring. I'll take care of you, he promised. His voice low, I'll make sure you feel good. We don't have to rush. I could feel the tension between us growing, but I didn't know what to say. I just let things happen, feeling like I was being swept along by the moment. One evening, the power went out. The whole house swallowed in darkness. I lit a candle, And that's when I saw him, sitting in the armchair across from me. Silent. Watching. As we moved closer, I realized how much he needed this too. It wasn't just about him wanting me, it was about both of us trying to fill the emptiness inside. He moved closer, his eyes searching mine for a sign, and then gently pressed his lips against mine in a solid kiss. I could feel the years of experience behind his touch. There was something steady and sure about the way he kissed me. Though he was older, he knew exactly what he was doing. He smiled, then gently guided me towards the bed. His movements were slow and careful, as if he didn't want to rush anything. I followed his lead, feeling a strange mix of emotions, curiosity, excitement, and a little bit of nervousness. As we laid down, I could feel the weight of the moment settling over us. He may have been older, but his touch was gentle, reassuring, and filled with a kind of care. He gently began to undress himself, and as he did, I found myself captivated by the moment. What I saw surprised me more than I expected. I hadn't really thought about what an older man would look like in such a vulnerable state, but here he was, standing before me. Then as he undressed me with careful hands, I felt a mixture of vulnerability and thrill when the last piece of clothing fell away. We came together as one body, and I could feel the energy between us crackling like electricity. I loved how he took his time, letting the moment stretch out, ensuring we both enjoyed every second together. As we shared this intimate connection, I felt a bond forming between us, something deeper than mere physical attraction. In that space, we were more than just two individuals. We were two souls intertwined, lost in a world that was only ours. After a while, I could tell he was getting close to come. He looked at me with a mix of excitement and concentration. I felt my heart race as he gently pulled away. Instead of letting everything happen inside, he took control and let the warm liquid land softly on my face. I was surprised at how he managed to hold back. Most boys don't think about the consequences, they just go for it, but he was different. He was careful and made sure not to do anything that might lead to a baby. I admired how he could control himself. The warmth on my skin felt strange yet thrilling. It was a reminder of our special moment together. That night, I dreamed of him, of his eyes in the dark, watching me, of his hand reaching toward mine, of the storm outside growing louder and louder until I woke, gasping for air. But when I looked across the room, he was there, standing in the doorway. He didn't say a word. He just turned and walked back into the shadows of the hallway. I didn't sleep again. I don't know why he came. I don't know what he wants. But every time I ask myself if I should tell him to leave, the truth terrifies me. Because part of me doesn't want him to. Part of me wonders if, in some dark and twisted way, he's the only thing keeping me alive.